Welcome back to Mustache Moto. It's Ben, and today I'm going to review the Aoocci BX CarPlay device with blind spot detection. First things first, Aoocci sent me this unit for free for me to review on this channel. They have no oversight over what I have to say. They did provide a discount code that's below. If you use that, you'll save like 20-some% off the unit, and it gives a little bit of money to the channel. All right, so this Aoocci, you know, if you've watched my previous reviews, I liked their previous product. It was the CarPlay unit with dash cams, solid unit, well built, worked really well, and only about $170. Maybe it was a little bit less than that with the discount code. So this one is a little more expensive. It's about $300, 5.5-inch screen. It's a brighter screen. It's got the dash cams. It's got a radar unit that gives you blind spot detection to let you know if a car is coming up on your blind spot or behind you. Let's see, it's got a separate GPS antenna that's supposed to be more accurate, and it refreshes very quickly. So if you use the speedometer function, it's real accurate, and really it updates quickly, unlike some other units that I've looked at. What else? It comes with a little wired remote on it, front and rear dash cams, of course. It's got a pretty cool mounting setup where you can either have it locked in with a security Allen key to make it theft prevented or to prevent thefts, or you can use a quick release that I'll show you that comes with it. Makes it real quick to take the thing on and off the bike if you'd rather do that. So let's get in and take a look at the functions on this thing. So let's start off. I'm going to show you how I have this installed on my R1250 GSA. So here on the back, I've got the rear camera and the blind spot detection radar. It's actually a radar unit on the back of the bike. Now this is kind of a janky, temporary install. They're actually mounted onto a tire iron that's a tire spoon that's then zip tied onto the bar down here, because I've got another camera up here and I just didn't have space to put everything. I don't know that this is the ideal spot for the radar unit because the side bags are a little bit, in the way. So it works pretty well though. And let me say that the radar unit, this just gets wired to power. You don't have to actually run it all the way to the unit because it connects wirelessly. So got that in the camera, the wires go up, and forward all the way to the unit. Under the seat here, I've got the GPS unit. It's got a GPS antenna that's separate from the actual unit. That's supposed to give it much better reception. I've got it under the passenger seat. Of course, the wires come up this way. So this is one thing that I wasn't thrilled about with this unit is, look how many connections there are. That's a lot, because you've got like a front camera, a back camera, power, GPS, and then a remote, which I didn't wire the remote in because I just used the touch screen. But that's a lot of connectors. And I'd probably try and put it somewhere a little tidier for a permanent setup. But the one nice thing is that goes to a single barrel connection right here, which is cool because, let's see, sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed. So that comes apart, and this comes with, if you want to use it, this really cool metal quick release. So if you want to pop that off, you don't want to leave it wherever you're parked, it comes right off, and then when you put it back in, it just clicks in there, and it's a nice solid connection. A solid connection here, but it's actually cushioned. If you can see that, it's got a little shock absorption on the mount. Now, if you don't want to do quick release, you can connect this base plate. The way it comes is the base plate is to this ball. And then this little cradle, which is the connection, where you put it around your handlebar, that just locks in. Let's see if we can see it, with a security Allen key here that comes with it, of course. So that gives it nice, you can move it around quite a bit, and then you lock it down there. And of course, you can just have that one connection. I've got a front camera up here. which for permanent mounting, I'd put it here, but that's my dash cam that I'm going to leave in there. So, nice and clean. As I said, it's also got a remote control that you can mount over here with a couple of buttons, but I prefer to just use my fingers on the screen. So this is the screen you get when you first fire the machine up. You've got your basic information here. You've got a compass, which doesn't seem to work. It always points north on mine. I'm checking to see if maybe I got a setting wrong. I'll add a note to the video once I get it figured out. You got your speed, which of course is GPS based, mile per hour or kilometer per hour. You got your time. Over here you've got tire pressure monitor. So this is the external ones that screw onto the valve stem that come with it. You set those up, it connects, and then you can set a maximum and a minimum alarm. I don't think it's separate for each tire. Like I think there's one maximum and minimum that you get. I don't use those. I'm a little leery of them, feeling like that's just another way you could lose air out of your tire. But if you like them, go for it. And then you've got PSI or bar, and then Fahrenheit or Celsius you can change between. You've got also your recorder. So you've got dash cam front and rear. On that, you can either view those videos on the unit or you can use the app to download them. It will freeze and lock a video if it senses a wreck. You can also set it so that when you're parked, if something happens to the bike, it'll immediately start recording. So it'd be great if you come out and find your bike knocked over or backed into or moved. You'll have that dash cam footage and possibly get a license plate number, be able to track the person down. So then you go to here. This is your basic, CarPlay screen. You got all the apps that you're used to. The one thing that's interesting here is there's a little dot that you can go home, or you can go to your recorder or the brightness, volume. It seems like that's really in the way, and I thought so, but then look, you can actually drag it anywhere you want and move it so that it's not in your way. So the GPS speed this is showing refreshes very, very quickly. Most the CarPlay units that I've used that have a GPS-based speedometer on it, it's a little hesitation. It takes a second to track you with GPS satellites to get the accurate speed. But this is moving almost as fast as the dashboard is. I mean, it's a little bit slower, but it's still pretty darn quick considering what it has to do to get that speed. Blind spot detection, so check it out. That is a really cool feature. If you buy the upgraded device, and it does a pretty good job of alerting you when somebody is in your blind spot. Now, it's actually if somebody moves into your blind spot. So if I pass somebody, or if I ride up alongside somebody and stay there, it's not going to show it. But if they come from behind into my blind spot, it'll show up. And if you're on that speedometer screen, as you can see, it actually pops up the video at the same time. So you get the alert, that flashing bar, which is either on the left or the right, depending on where the car is, or they both flash if somebody's coming up from behind you too far. But then you also get that video. Now, if you're in CarPlay, if you're using that screen, like Waze or whatever, you get that flashing alert and the beeping sound if you want it, but you don't get the video. It doesn't switch over to video. So just something to be aware of. I've found that it does a pretty good job. Occasionally it doesn't pick up a car moving in. There it's going again. And see, it's switched to both flashing when the guy got behind me. And then the video only stays on for just a minute. It doesn't replace your mirrors. You don't want to totally rely on that, but it does give you that one little extra layer. Like that guy has kind of slowly crept into my blind spot without it making the alert. And I think it has to do with how fast they pop in there. Also, the place this is, where I have this mounted is not great for this. You really want it kind of dead center so that your eyes are seeing it without having to look down. I mean, I've got this here just because I'm using it to test.
but then I have to kind of look down and then at my mirror. If it were eye level, I would see the flash, you know, mirror, check the side before I change lanes.
To sum all this up, this is a good, solid CarPlay Android Auto device. It's got a couple of unique features. You know, I love the dash cam in it. I love the way they put that quick release bracket in there. Comes with it if you want to use it. You got the tire pressure monitors if you want to use those. But then the blind spot detection is really cool. That little radar unit, that really does give you a little added measure of safety. And I think it puts it above almost all other CarPlay devices. Now, I will say there is one other that has blind spot detection, and that's the Aoocci AIO6 Max and LTE. I'll put the review up here for that, but you're going to pay about 3 times as much. I mean, the Aoocci has a lot of other functions and a lot of really cool whiz bangs on it, and things that it can do. But if you're not going to want to spend that much money, which I can totally understand, for 300 bucks, this is a great unit, especially with the blind spot detection. So check it out. Look at some of my other reviews if you're interested in other options for CarPlay, and get out there and ride.